Yeah, so I know you have a pretty similar background to me, Dan. You went to NYU, one of the most prestigious colleges in the Northeast. And I'm assuming you built a pretty good career for yourself before diving in. So what really made you, or really pushed you to start multifamily investing? Because so many of the people I really meet with, they sort of work in the industry for 10, 20, 30 years, and they sort of build a career out of it, but then never end up really owning anything for themselves.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. You know, it's funny because when you said what your why is, that's probably how I would have answered that question when somebody asked me when I was in your position, right? What really drove me was that financial freedom, and I had like an opportunity that probably 99% people in this world would never have, to a leg up, an inside track on like high level Wall Street jobs, or breaking into that world. So it was definitely a tough decision. But I saw a lot of my friends and classmates at NYU who were just miserable, working like literally 80, 100 hours a week, 7 days a week.
Yeah.
And for me, I just thought there has to be a better way. And that, coupled with, you know, it wasn't after my coursework and doing some internships and spending a little time in that world, it just was a lot less appealing to me than I initially anticipated. So I said I gotta figure out a different way here, and that's how what my mindset always is when and I think it's a good way to approach things if you're getting frustrated or bored or complacent. You got to take a step back and really evaluate what you're doing with your life and your career and anything really.
Hey, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the content. Before you start the next video, ask you to do a favor for me. Hit the subscribe button about right there, and right next to it's a notifications button. Click both those buttons. Make sure you're aware of all the great content that we're putting out from here on.